So guys, this is my first ever Warhammer 40k Codex review, overview and thoughts. So this is the Space Wolves 8th edition Codex. I'm so made up that it's finally released. Took them a bit of time though, didn't it? So on the front cover, we have the 7th edition artwork, which, you know, I would have liked to have seen a bit of new artwork, but I suppose when they release the 9th edition or maybe an update, hopefully they'll do that then. So the first page has got a black and white artwork of Primaris Space Marines fighting some dreaded bloodletters and corn demons and corn. Are they world eaters or word bearers? Not too sure. And we've got the nice artwork on the front. Now, Games Workshop over the last year have been producing this nice new artwork representing each army. So the Sons of Rust, Space Wolves. Oh, camera. If you're new to the Space Wolves army, this is an introduction about the army, which is quite interesting. I read over this earlier to refresh my mind. And then this is the artwork in colour, the same as the one on the front page there. Now, what I noticed was the Grey Hunters pack markings on the left shoulder pad. Or was that the right shoulder pad? I can't. Right shoulder pad. Yeah. On this side anyway. I was not sure until I read this codex what pack markings you put for your intercessors, because are they deemed as elitist or are they deemed as troop choices? But as we know, they are troop choices, but I wasn't sure what pack markings. So anyway, they have the Blood Claws, they have the Grey Hunters pack signs on the shoulder there. Now, what I like about this artwork is they've put Space Wolves emblems on the chest plate, the belt, they put pelts on. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed because Games Workshop could have produced some Primaris with them, but if you see my last video, I did a quick and easy kit bash of the old kits. Here's one, for example, with the new focus, with the old kits with the new Primaris kits. So it's something to maybe check out if you're interested in that. So this is a bit more information about the Sons of Rust and the tools of the warrior. A bit more information. This artwork looks beautiful. I'm just trying to go through this quickly because, you know, I'll just give you a brief overview. Nice picture there. The different sagas of the 6th Legion. So we've got the Horus Heresy, Prospero Burns, information about Leman Russ, our Primarch. The Wolf Children come to Primaris. And the Great Crusade as well. Bit more information about Primaris, the world, our world. Now this, I remember reading the Space Wolves Omnibus. It consists of what happens with Ragnar Blackmane and the rites of initiation. Let me just show you this picture here. This is how I envisioned the events that took place in the book when I was reading the novel, and pretty much a Space Wolf before they become Bloodclaw. They go out, they get the tribesmen, they go out, they strip them naked, and they have to go into the forest of Primaris and basically fight off packs of wolves and take the fair. It's really interesting. It's a good read if you are a Space Wolves player. The different great companies. So my great company was going to be the Blackmanes, because it's the most easiest shoulder pads to get hold of, and Black and Yellow, Space Wolves, you know what I mean? But these are the different great companies, and it gives you a little bit of information about each one. Lovely bit of artwork here again. And like I said before, the red and black pack markings indicate that they are grey hunters or intercessors. Wolf scouts here and reavers are blue and black. Red and yellow are sky claws, blood claws, swift claws, and inceptors. So that's just a bit more information. At least we know now, because I wasn't aware of this beforehand. But yeah, there's a bit more information. There's a bit of a history breakdown of the events. Nice bit of artwork here. Information about our great wolf, Logan Grimnar, and his Axe of Mordecai. Information about some rune priests, Najal, wolf priests, and Ulrich. I love that picture of Ulrich. I actually need to get that model. It looks amazing. Wolf Lords, information about Ragnar Blackmane, the young king. He was the youngest space wolf to become a wolf lord. Crom Dragon Gaze. I like his model. Looks fantastic. We'll talk about his points in a minute as well. Harold Deathwolf. May have to get him as well. Canis Wolfborn. You know, a guy who rides around on a big, massive wolf. Who wouldn't want that? And our Jack Rockfist. More information about the different parts of the army. Swift Claws, Interceptors, Intercessors, Reavers and Scouts. The Fire Support Pack, so Long Fangs. If you're a Space Wolf player, I'm not sure what competitive players do, but Long Fangs are a must in a Space Wolf's army. They're just cool. Veteran packs, so they're your Wolf Guard Terminators. Again, you must have them in your army. Thunderwolves, they're a must as well. Wolfen, let's talk about Wolfen. These are amazing, and I'm so glad in 7th edition these were released, because these are fantastic. I love them. You only need 5 in an army, and you literally go through their army like a hot knife through butter. Fantastic. Dreadnoughts. Got the Blizzard Axe and the Blizzard Shield and the Axe. Bjorn, another great character. Bit more information about transport vehicles, battle tanks. There's so much information in this codex. It's great. Here's some of the characters: Iron Priest, Ulrich, a Rune Priest, and your Wolf Lord with Stormbolter and Frostsword. Some of the Primaris here, mixed in with, in fact, no. Oh yeah, there's some of the old ones there. There's a couple there. Love the Reavers, I think they look fantastic. Logan Grimnar on the Storm Rider. Here's a new character in the Tooth and Claw box set, which you'll see me unboxing either before this video or after. Just look at this artwork, it's just fantastic. I think it looks amazing, to be honest. The skills that these painters have on the heavy metal team, I love it. So, Warriors of the Fang, so these are the abilities. They shall know no fear. We know that. They can re-roll failed morale tests for this unit. Here's your special war gear list. In fact, we will go. Yeah, we'll go from here. So I've written some notes. So Logan previously in the index was 190 points for the standard model, and he has gone down to 170. So you're saving 20 points for that, which any point saves is great in my opinion, because you can get more in your army. On the Storm Rider, he was originally 230 points, but he's gone down to 190. So in the old index, what you were paying for Logan standalone, you're now paying for Logan in the Storm Rider. Plus, he gets a 2-up save I don't know why in the index that he didn't get a 2-up save. It's a bit stupid, really. Doesn't make any sense. But bit of information here on his Axe of Mordecai. It's one-handed. It's +2 strength, -3 AP, D3 wounds. If it's two-handed, it's ×2 strength, so it's 12 strength, -3 AP, and it's standard 3 damage. Which, me personally, I'd probably go for the two-handed. When attacks with this weapon, when attacking with this weapon, you must subtract 1 from the hit roll. Now, if we go to the abilities, where are the abilities? I think it's at the back somewhere. Right. Hunters Unleash. In any turn in which a unit with this ability made a charge move, was charged, or made a heroic intervention, you can add +1 to the hit rolls in a fight phase. Right? So, you charge with Logan, or you make a heroic intervention, or someone charges you. When you attack, you choose the double-handed profile for his weapon. It negates this subtract 1 from hit rolls, so you're still hitting on 2+ anyway. And I think that's a massive addition to the army, and I think it's great. I can't wait to play, to be honest. So that's that anyway. What else have we got? Arjok Rockfist up here. He was originally 140 points, and he's gone up by 5 points to 145. I'm not sure why, but either way, weapon skills 2 up, ballistic skills 3 up, strength 5, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, 2 up save. He's a decent character for 145 points. Maybe be a bit pricey, because if you're using Terminators, probably have to deep strike them in second turn. So you couldn't deep strike him on his own. So he would have to be accompanied by other Wolf Guards, which I would have to work out the points for. But I think that would be a big chunk of your army allocated to that points. So Bjorn the Fell-Handed. He was originally 210 points, and now he's down to 180 points. So you're saving 30 points. But Bjorn is an absolute beast. Weapon and ballistic skill 2 up. You can move 8 inches, which isn't too bad. Strength 7, toughness 8, 8 wounds, 5 attacks, all on True Claw. True Claw is +5 to your strength. So it's 12 strength. So you're wounded on 2s, pretty much. Hitting on 2s. And then -4 AP and D6 damage. Fantastic. You can re-roll fail wounds for this weapon. Is that are you gonna fail wounds really on a 1 or a 2? Unless you're fighting like, a demon or something, or a special character. So Ancient Tactician, this is the same as the index. If your army is Battleforged, you receive +1 command point if you include Bjorn. So what was Bjorn's points? 210 points, and you get an extra command point. Great stuff. Legendary Tactician, Legendary Tenacity. Legendary Tenacity, whatever that says, sorry. Roll a d6 each time Bjorn the Fell-Handed loses a wound. On a 5+, the wound is not lost. That's great. Explodes, last of the company of Russ. You can re-roll hit rolls of a 1 with friendly space within 6 inches. So that's great. Could give him a plasma cannon, supercharger. He can re-roll ones for himself. Who else have we got? Done all of them. Joel, he was 167 points in the index. He's gone down to 153. So, you save him another 14 points. What's his manifesting? No, it can attempt to manifest 2 psychic powers in each friendly psychic phase, and attempt to deny 2 psychic powers each time psychic phase. Does it say his doesn't say, does it? Doesn't say what he needs to manifest, but I'm not going to go through the Codex looking for that. But anyway, he is considered one of the best psychers in the game, him and Mephiston. So it's probably worth taking him. He's not that expensive. 167 points. Personally, I think if a character's less than 200 points, you should take him. If he's less than 150 points, you should definitely take him. And if he's around about 100, if you could have 3 of them, I'd take 3 of them, but you can't. But anyway, Rune Priest. Rune Priests, they're psychics as well. Put them in Terminator armor. Primaris Rune Priest. I don't think I'd have on them, to be honest. Ulrich the Slayer. So he was 133 points in the index, and he's gone down to 110. So he's saving 23 points. Like I said before, if a character is around 100 points, I think you should take him. Definitely, because what else could you get for 100 points? Not much. I think he's fantastic. What does he allow you to do? You can reroll failed hit rolls in the fight phase. Within 6 inches. That's great. Character or monsters. Right, yeah. So, and he's got a 4-up invulnerable save. Again, that's great. Healing bombs. At the end of your movement phase, Ulrich the Slayer can attempt to heal a single model. To do so, select a special infantry, biker, or cavalry unit within 3 inches of him. If that unit contains a wounded model, it immediately regains up to D3 lost wounds. A unit can only be targeted of healing bombs once per turn. Again, so let's get this straight. 110 points. He's got a 4-up invulnerable save. You can reroll ones if you're in 6 inches of him on your fight phase. And he can heal your models that are within 3 inches of him. 2-up weapon skill, 2-up ballistic skill, strength and toughness of 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks. I need to go out and get that model. I need to order that model. That's fantastic. Wolf Priest and Primaris Wolf Priest. Another Wolf Priest. Ragnar Blackmane. He has stayed the same with his points. 141. I think his stats have stayed the same now. But he has got the Belt of Rust. 4-up invulnerable save. Warhowl. You can reroll failed charge rolls for a friendly Space Marine unit within 6 inches of him, which is pretty handy because you wouldn't have him going up the field on his own anyway. I'd probably accompany him by 15 blood claws. That'll keep the your opponent's eyes off of other things. You can reroll failed hit rolls for friendly space rolls within 6 inches. That's good. Insane Bravado. If Ragnar Blackmane performs a heroic intervention, increases attacks characteristics by D3 till the end of the turn. That's good. His loyal companions, Senger and Ulfgri, they can accompany him, and they're only 8 points as well for the 2. Crom Dragon Gaze. He was originally 119 points, and he's down to 90 points. 90 points for a character, guys. You're saving 29 points there. 2-up weapon skill, 2-up ballistic skill, strength toughness 4, 5 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 9, 3-up save. His his close combat weapon, the axe, +2 to strength, -2 AP, D3 damage. Your Holofernes, you can reroll hit rolls of 1 for friendly Space Wolves within 6 inches of him. The Fierce Eye, any enemy units within 3 inches of Crom Dragon Gaze must reduce their leadership by 1. That's similar to the Night Lords, which my friend Danny collects, and that's what he does to me all the time. Belt of Rust, 4-up invulnerable. Fantastic. I would definitely include that in my army, and I've actually got it from the Stormclaw box set. Harold Deathwolf. I didn't actually check out his points, but let's have a look at Harold. Let's see how many points Harold does. Harold is 188 points. I'm not sure whether he's been increased or decreased, but anyway, he moves 10 inches. Weapon skill, ballistic skill of 2+, strength and of 4, toughness 5 because he's on his wolf, which makes him harder to kill. 7 wounds. Oh my god, that is fantastic. 5 attacks, but he gets further. His ice tooth is his thunder wolf that he rides. That gives you crushing teeth and claws, which is a further 3 more attacks, strength 5, -1 AP, 1 damage. So he's essentially getting 10 attacks for 188 points. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. As well, that's another key thing with him. Expert Hunter. During the deployment zone, you can set up Harold ready to outflank his prey instead of placing him on the battlefield. At the end of your movement phase, he can join the battle, set him up so that he is within 12 inches of any battlefield edge and more than 9 inches away from an enemy model. So if your opponent has set up a couple of Devastator squads or maybe even a tank, his strength would be 6. He could probably take on a tank. Most of them are toughness 7, I think. So you could outflank the enemy and just attack from behind. That's what I would probably do with him. Reroll 1s for friendly units within 6. Hit rolls of 1s. Lord of the Wolfkin. All friendly Thunderwolf units and friendly units of Phoenician Wolves and Cyber Wolves within 6 inches of Harold can use his leadership instead of their own. So leadership 9. Great. Mantle of the Troll King. Add 1 to any saving throws except saving throws using an invulnerable save you make for Harold against shooting attacks. Alright, okay. So if he's getting shot at, you get a 2-up save. Fantastic. I think I need to go out and get him as well. Games Workshop, why are you doing this to me? Making me buy more stuff. So Wolf Lord, this is what you'll take standard. Most people would probably just take him. 6 inches movement. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 2-up. Strength and toughness of 4. 5 wounds, 4 attacks, 9 leadership, and a 3-up save. Standard, this model standard, grants 1-up rerolls to hit the friendly Space Wolves within 6 inches of the model. He actually has a Belt of Rust standard as well, with a 4-up invulnerable save. That's quite interesting. So you literally, in this picture, Stormbolter, Frost Sword, you could probably equip him with that, and you've already got a 3-up, 4-up save. It's not too bad. Give him a jump pack and he can deep strike in. I think that's pretty handy, that. I might even consider making a standard Space Wolf Lord myself. Wolf Lord and Thunderwolf, that's always quite handy. Canis Wolfborn. He was 150 points. He's down to 125. He's saving 25 points. Move 10 inches. Weapon skill 2 up, ballistic skill 5 up, but he doesn't shoot any. He's got no shooting weapons apart from he's got frag and crack grenades, but what you going to really use them? Strength 4, toughness 5, 6 wounds. That's really good. 4 attacks, leadership 8, and a 3 up save. So he's got a pair of frost claws, gives +1 to his strength, so he becomes strength 5. -2 AP, 1 damage. Can reroll failed wound rolls with this weapon, and you get +1 attack if you have an additional lightning claw, wolf claw. It's quite handy. So in the assault, he will get 5 attacks. Born of the Wolves. You can make 1 additional teeth and claw or crushing teeth and claw attack in the fight phase for all friendly models of Thunderwolves, Federation Wolves, Cyberwolves are within 6 inches of Canis. Hey, that's pretty handy though. Oh yeah, so we get a +5 more attacks with crushing teeth and claws as well. So 9 attacks he's getting. That's quite good. I'm thinking a combo. Canis Wolfborn, Harold Deathwolf, some Federation Wolves, and a squad of Thunderwolf Cavalry. Yeah, definitely. So he's the Alpha Predator. You can re-roll failed charge rolls for Canis Wolfborn. That's pretty good. I wonder if you did that, could you then command to re-roll one of those failed dice rolls? Quite interesting. Champion of the Death Wolves. You can re-roll wound rolls of 1 for friendly Space Wolves units that are within 6 inches of console. Okay, that's even better then. Trying to think of some good combos here, because apparently Space Wolves aren't very competitive with this codex, but I'm trying to prove all the competitive community wrong. Wolfguard Battle Leader, quite handy. 6-inch move, 2 up weapon skill, 3 up ballistic skill, toughness, strength and toughness of 4, 4 wounds, 3 attacks, 8 leadership, and 3 up save. You can. Alright, so you get a storm shield with this for 3 up and vulnerable save, which is pretty good. Huskal of Jarl. Reroll wound rolls with 1 by friendly Space Wolves, that's within 6 inches. And Jump Pack Assault. It's quite interesting. And Primaris Battle Leader. So the difference between the Primaris and the regular Space Marines is they get an extra wound, and I'm sure the Intercessors get an extra toughness, but in this case he doesn't. We've got Battle Leader, Thunderwolf. Bloodclaws, the staple of any Space Wolves army. Now they do have a 4 up ballistic skill. So let's get back to the stats. 6-inch movement, 3 up weapon skill, 4 up ballistic skill, strength and toughness of 4, 1 wound, 1 attack, 7 leadership, and 3 up save. Now, let's see if I remember this correctly. The ballistic skill is 1 worse off than the Grey Hunter, and the leadership is 1 worse off. Let's have a look. Oh no, so the leadership's the same, but they've just got a 4 up instead of a 3 up. So Bloodclaws. Now, I am an avid advocate of Space Wolves. I think they're great. They should be in everyone's army, and I take at least 1 squad of 15 and then 1 squad of 10 in my army, because they're cheap as chips as well. How many points are they? £13 points per model, where Intercessors are 18 and Great Hunters are 13 as well. So let's look at this. Abilities. Berserk Charge. So they get 1 attack standard. On a turn in which they make a successful charge, you can make 1 additional attack in the fight phase with all models in this unit. Also, you equip them with a chain sword, which gives them +1. So at all time in the fight phase. So they'll get 2 attacks plus that 3 attacks. You've got 10 of them in the squad. That's 30 attacks when you charge. The headstrong as well. So unless this unit contains one Wolfguard pack leader, which you would do anyway, it'd be silly not to. Or within 6 inches of a friendly Wolfguard, it must declare charge in a charge phase if possible to do so. So basically, you got your Blood Claws on its own, and there's a unit within charge range. If there's no Wolfguard pack leaders or battle leaders around, they must charge. They have to charge because they're headstrong and they don't care if it's a great demon of Nurgle. They just want to kill. So, in my opinion, you should always have a Wolfguard pack leader and you should always have a Blood Claw pack leader and a Wolfguard pack leader. You can have that, can't you? Blood Claw pack leader. Hold on. This unit contains 1 Blood Claw pack leader. And so you can have a pack leader, and then and then you can include. So basically, you can have minimum 1 Blood Claw pack leader and 4 Blood Claws. It can also include either a Wolfguard pack leader or a Wolfguard Terminator pack leader. So you can essentially have 2 more characters in there. Not characters, shall we say, because they're not technically characters, but sergeants type of things, basically, and they can take extra equipment from the melee list and the shooty list. I know we're not orcs, sorry. Headstrong, we've done that. Mixed unit, for the purpose of determining what model in vehicle can transport Wolfguard Terminator pack leader, have the Terminator keyword, which means they cannot go in rhinos. Okie dokie. Grey Hunters, another excellent staple in an army of Space Wolves. They have 6-inch movement, 3 up weapon skill, 3 up ballistic skill, strength and toughness of 4, 1 wound, 1 attack, 7 leadership, and a 3 up save. Like all Space Marines, they shall know no fear. Wolf standard, you can include one of these in your army, and you can re-roll any dice rolls of 1 when making an advance or charge move for a unit that has a Wolf standard. That will come in handy. Blah blah blah. Just a bit more information about the Terminator. So you can again have a Wolf pack leader, Grey Hunter pack leader in the squad, and you can have a Wolfguard pack leader in the squad. So essentially, you're having 2 more characters in your squad, which bumps the army up, buffs it up, gets more killy, more vicious, more death surrounding him. You can equip them with chain swords if you want, which I would advise, because if they can get into assault as well, they've got bolt pistols, bolt guns, and chain swords. Fantastic. Kill. Intercessors. Still undecided about these, whether I want to actually field them. I'm going to have to do a little test play on Danny. Sorry, Dan, you're going to get tested out soon. So they get 6-inch movement, weapon skill and ballistic skill of 3+, strength and toughness of 4, 2 wounds, 2 attack standard, 7 leadership, and 3 up save. So they're 13 points, they're 18 points. With these, you get an extra wound and an extra attack. However, Grey Hunters and Blood Claws can take special weapons, melter guns, flamer, plasma guns. They can also take plasma pistols. They can also take one person within the unit can have a power fist or a power weapon. Intercessors can't. They have literally only got either auto bolt rifle, bolt rifle, or stalker bolt rifle, and I think one person can have a chainsaw. Is that right? All models in the units may replace their bolt rifle with an auto bolt rifle or stalker bolt rifle. For every 5 models in the unit, you may take an auxiliary grenade launcher. The pack leader may either replace their bolt rifle with a chainsaw or take a chainsaw into addition. Oh, so basically it's only the leader that can have a chainsaw. Oh, and then you will get 3. You get 4 attacks. That's not too bad. Maybe we'll have to see. Maybe just have 1 squad of these in the army. Test that out. Wolf Scouts. Now, unlike Space Marines, Wolf Scouts are actually an elite unit. They're not a troop choice. 6-inch movement, 3 up weapon skill and ballistic skill, 4 up strength and toughness, 1 wound, 1 attack, 7 leadership, and 4 up save. Camo cloaks. If every model in this unit has a camo cloak, you can add 2 to saving throws made for models in the unit when they receive the benefit of a cover instead of a 1. So equip them all with a camo cloak. Their save becomes a 2 up if they're in cover, which scouts, why wouldn't they be in cover? Behind enemy lines. Now this is what makes scouts an asset to the army. During deployment, you can set up this unit behind enemy lines instead of placing them on the battlefield. At the end of any of your movement phases, so this can be turn 7, well, you don't go that far, turn 4 if you want, they can deploy. So at the end of any of your movement phases, say for example turn 4, the unit can join the battle, set up so that it is within 6 inches of any battlefield edge of your choice and more than 9 inches away from the enemy model. Fantastic. Do that, equip them with sniper rifle, 36-inch range, heavy 1, 4 strength. The weapon may target a character even if it's not the closest enemy unit. If you roll a wound of 6+ for this weapon, it inflicts a mortal wound in addition to its normal damage. Depending on points, I would advise to take them. Reavers. I think the Reavers look fantastic. I've got 3 of them at the moment. I'm going to buy the Kill Team box set and add them to my army. Reavers are 6-inch movement, 3 up weapon skill and ballistic skill, 4 up strength and toughness, 2 wounds, 2 attacks, 7 leadership, and 3 up save. Right, you know what? I'm going to check the points difference because Reavers are essentially sort of scouts, advanced scouts. So Reavers are 18 points. Scouts are 11 points. From an extra 7 points, you're getting an extra wound and a better save. And you're getting different weapons as well. This is different comparing Reavers to Scouts, comparing Intercessors to Grey Hunters and Bloodclaws, because these are completely different things. Interesting. So the new weapons that these have got is a bolt carbine, 24 inches. It's assault 2, which means you can advance and shoot, or shoot and then assault. 4 strength, no AP, 1 damage. Heavy bolt pistol, 12-inch range, pistol 1. It's a 4 strength, -1 AP. That could be handy because if you're against orcs, they don't get a save. Imperial Guard, I think they just get a t-shirt save, don't they? So they would die. Combat knife, it's just a melee weapon. Strength of the user, which is 4, no AP, 1 damage, and the bearer can make an additional attack with this weapon. Okay, so if you equip them with a combat knife, the attack goes up to 3 in assault, which is quite handy. Power sword. Power sword. Strength of user -3 AP, which is quite handy. Makes Space Marines have to roll on a 6. Terror troops. So this is the abilities. Enemy units must subtract 1 from their leadership if they are within 3 inches of any unit of Reavers. That could come in handy. Grav shoots. During deployments, you can set up this unit, if it is equipped with grav shoots, in a high orbit instead of placing them on the battlefield. At the end of any of your movement phase, this unit can descend, set it up anywhere in the battlefield that is more than 9 inches from it. So it's essentially deep strike. I've always wondered what those grav shoots were on the back of the models. So, you know what? You could probably deep strike them. They've got good enough stats to take on pretty much any troop choice unit anyway, any infantry unit. That's not too bad. Grapple launchers. So basically, when a model with the grapple launcher moves, do not count any vertical distance they move against the total they can move. So rather than measuring the flat edge along the board and then up the wall, I'm guessing you just do it on an incline. So then basically you're saving your movement then. That's quite handy. So we've got aggressors, servitors. We'll get into this. Wolf and Dreadnought in a minute. Lucas a trickster. 6 inches movement. Weapons skill of 2. Blitz. So the Wolfen were originally in the index 37 points and they're now down to 28 points. That's great. Wolfen are super destructive. They just want to kill and destroy and hunt, and I think that's fantastic. So Wolfen, 7-inch movement, 3 up weapon skill, 5 up ballistic skill, strength 5, toughness 4, 2 wounds, 3 attack, 7 leadership, and 4 up save. The only difference between the Wolfen and the Wolfen pack leader is the pack leader gets +1 attack, which does actually come in handy from experience. Trust me. So they can be equipped with Stormfang auto launcher, which you've got a ballistic skill of 5, but maybe it's still worth it. In fact, it probably is because it's an assault weapon, so you can shoot them before you assault, so it would soften up the opponent. They've got a special ability, which I'll read to you in a minute, which will help in that situation as well. 12-inch range, strength 4, no AP, 1 damage. Like I said, it would be good to soften them up. Say if you've got a pack of 5 and they've all got it, D3 attacks, getting at least what, 5 shots, maximum of what, 20 shots, is it? I don't know. And even if 2 models die from that, you soften them up. Frost claws, +1 to your strength, so you become strength 6, -2 AP, 1 damage. Each time the bearer fighter can make an additional attack with this weapon, and you can re-roll failed wound rolls for this weapon, so you have become 4 attacks now. I have got 2 with Frost Claws. Then you got the Great Frost Axe, +3 to your strength, so you become strength 8, -3 AP, D3 damage, and the bearer can make an additional attack with this when in which he charges, so that becomes another 4 attacks. Thunderhammer, double the toughness, so toughness 10, -3 AP, 3 damage, and you must subtract 1, but the ability, the hunt ability, what's the ability called? Hunter's Unleashed ability negates that because, like I've said, If you charge, are charged, or make a heroic intervention, you negate that -1. You add -1 to hit, so it negates that. So the special rules: bounding lope. Models in this unit can advance and charge in the same turn. So you can move 7 inches, charge up to advance up to another 6 inches. You could shoot your Stormfrag auto launchers up to 12 inches. It's an assault weapon. Then you can assault. You know, this is an elite unit, and I think looking at the rules, it should be a lot higher points. Death Frenzy, roll a d6 each time the model in this unit loses a wound. On a 5+, that wound is not lost. If a model in this unit is slain in the fight phase, then once the enemy unit has finished making its attacks, you can attack with that model before removing it as a casualty, even if it has already attacked in that phase. So essentially, say it's your turn, you attack, you use all your 5 Wolfen to attack, they deal the damage, they get their attacks back, one of them dies, you fail the 5+, but that model then gets its 3 attacks, and if it's got whatever it's got with them, potentially 4 attacks back. It's great. Storm Shields, models equipped with this Storm Shield get a 3 up and vulnerable save. Curse of the Wolfen, now this is where the magic happens. Curse of the Wolfen in brackets hunt. You can reroll failed charge rolls of friendly Space Wolf infantry, bikers, and cavalry units within 6 inches of this unit at the start of the charge phase. The range of this ability is doubled to 12 inches for friendly Bloodclaw units. That's good. That's quite handy. Curse of the Wolfen kill. You can make 1 additional attack for models in the friendly Space Wolf infantry, biker, cavalry units within 6 inches of this unit with this ability in the fight phase. The ranged ability is 12 inches for any Bloodclaw units. Wolfen are not affected by this ability, nor are units that made a charge this turn while within range of the Curse of the Wolfen hunt ability. So both abilities, in fact all their abilities are pretty cool. That's why Wolfen should be taken a minimum of 5. I think I'm going to boost that to 2 packs of 5 in my army, and just go along each edge of the board and just destroy. Murderfang, movement of 8 inches, so it's more than a normal dreadnought. Weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 3, which because he's got the heavy flame or the storm bolter. That's pretty cool. Strength 6, toughness 7, 8 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 8, 3 up save. You can have a heavy flame at 8 inches. Heavy D6, strength 5. So yeah, it automatically hits the target. That's quite interesting. Stormbolt is 24 inches, rapid fire 2. So it means that if you're within 12 inches, you get 2 shots instead of, or was it 4 shots? Strength 4, no AP and 1 damage. Murder claws, so these are dual, I think. Yeah, murder claws. Double the strength, so it's strength 12, minus 3 AP, and it's 3 damage. You can reroll failed wound rolls for this weapon. Ability Murder Lust, you can reroll failed charge rolls for Murderfang. In addition, in each turn in which Murderfang makes a successful charge, increase his attack characteristics by 2 until the end of the turn. Oh, that's quite good. That's very good. So we could addition in this turn, which makes us. So if he's successful in his charge, you're getting 7 attacks with your Murder Claw. That's good. Force of the Untamed Destruction, Murderfang cannot be your warlord. Fair enough, and explodes on a 6-up when it loses all its wounds. Sky Claws are pretty handy, exactly the same as Blood Claws, but they have jump packs and you can only have 10 of them. But you can have all the special weapons, Melter Gun, Flamer, Plasma Gun, you can have an extra Power Fist in there, you can have a Pack Leader and a Wolfguard Sky Leader. They got Berserk Charge, +1 to your fight phase when you charge. Yeah, Swift Claws, they're bikers, they're pretty cool as well. Attack Bikers, Land Speeders, Intercessors. These are all in the Space Marine Codex. Thunderwolf Cavalry, movement of 10, weapon skill and ballistic skill of 3, strength and toughness. Oh, strength 4, toughness 5, 3 wounds, 2 attacks, 8 leadership, and 3 up save. They don't really have any abilities apart from if you've got a Storm Shield, you get a 3 up save. But Thunderwolves are pretty good, in my opinion. You're also getting an extra 5 attacks. No, an extra 3 attacks with your Thunderwolf as well. So essentially you're getting 5 attacks per model, which is pretty good. Attacks. What's the point value for these? Um, 40 points. Ooh, now that is a bit pricey. So if you're gonna have 3, it's 120. And then your war gear. Oh, sorry. Your war gear on top of that. It's a pricey unit, but it's probably worth it. You can have Wolf Scout Bikers. Can they can go behind enemy lines as well. So that might be interesting. You get an extra wound from that. Move 16 inches. That's quite good. Longfangs, once again, a staple of the Space Wolves army. So Longfangs, once again, a staple of the Space Wolves army. They are 6-inch movements. You wouldn't really move them. You just want to stand and shoot. 3 up weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength and toughness of 4, 1 wound, 1 attack, leadership 8, and a 3 up save. And you can take rocket launcher, heavy bolter, plasma gun, las cannon. It's essentially the Space Wolves version of your Devastator squad. Now, I don't know the rules for Devastators because I haven't played them in absolute years, Space Marines, but the difference is, as far as I know, Longfangs have Fire Discipline, the ability. At the start of each of your shooting phase, pick 1 enemy unit on the battlefield. You can re-roll hit rolls of 1 for any model from this unit that targets the enemy unit you pick that phase. Okay then. So, in 7th edition, Longfangs were able to split the fire between 2 targets. Looks like you can't do that in 8th unless it's a stratagem. It's a little bit disappointing. So maybe Longfangs wouldn't be taken in the army. But I suppose that's not really a reason not to take them. You've still got multiple weapons. Got your Hellblasters. They've pretty much got the same stats as the Intercessors, but they have plasma weapons instead of bolt weapons. You've got an assault variant, you've got a heaviest variant, and you've got a rapid fire variant. All different ranges and all different strengths and AP. Probably worth taking at least a squad of, probably a squad of 10 of these, maybe a squad of 5. Hunter. So these 3 are from the Space Marine Codex. You got your Hunter, your Stalker, and your Whirlwind. So again, Space Marine tanks, which we've never been able to have before. We've always been able to have a Predator, but these 3, we've never been able to have them. Maybe Whirlwind, possibly. I think it's just these 2 then. Never been able to have them before. One's good at destroying flyers, I think, and one's good at, I don't know. They both are, actually. That's good. Vindicator and Land Raiders, we've always been able to have them. As far as I know, they're quite pricey. You got your Rhinos and your Razorbacks. Drop pods. How many points are drop pods in this 8th? 83 points. What were they in the index? Let me just check. In the index, they were 103 points, so they've gone down, and haven't they? Which isn't too bad. Drop pods were nerfed in 8th edition because everyone was using them in 7th. 4 attacks, leadership 8, and a 3-up save. So his abilities: Blood Claw hero. You can reroll wound rolls for 1. You can reroll wound rolls of 1 for friendly Blood Claws units that are within 6 inches of the model. So that comes in quite handy, to be honest, because the likelihood of that happening, wounding, it is 50-50 chance, isn't it? But yeah, that is actually a good thing. Master of Mischief. Subtract 1 from the leadership of all units within 1 of Lucas at the start of the morale phase for the duration of the phase. In addition, Lucas, a trickster, cannot be your warlord. That's a bit. Is that your leadership? The opponent's leadership? Both? Not too sure about that. Anyway, the last laugh. If Lucas the trickster is slain in the fight phase, both players roll a dice, re-roll ties. If you roll the lowest, nothing happens. If you roll the highest, the unit that landed the blow immediately suffers D6 mortal wounds. Now, that's changed since 7th edition. In 7th edition, I'm pretty sure he had the status bomb, which you were in control of, and if you rolled the dice and whatever it was, the opponent would be frozen in time. So that's a bit of a change there. Peltor the Doppelganger. Your opponent must subtract 1 from any hit rolls for attacks at the target of Lucas's trickster in the fight phase. So fight phase, attack, hit rolls. So if your opponent's hits on 3s, they have to hit on 4s. It's not too bad. Now this is the one that we've all been waiting for since about 2 weeks ago. Wolfen Dreadnought. Let's check out the points because I actually forgot about this. How can I forget about this? 70 points compared to a Venerable Dreadnought, which is 90 points. Okay, that's interesting. How many points is Murderfang? I think I had that written down before. Murderfang is 170 points. So Wolfen Dreadnought, 8 inches movement, 3 up weapon skill, 5 up ballistic skill, Strength 6, Toughness 7 makes it harder to kill. 8 wounds, again, that's pretty decent. 4 attacks, Leadership 7, 3 up save. So, you can have a Heavy Flamer, Storm Bolter, Farisian Great Axe. When attacking with this weapon, you choose one of the profiles below. So you can cleave. It's a 4 up to strength, so you become strength 10. Minus 3 AP, so a 3 up saves becomes a 6 up saves and D6 wounds. When attacking with this weapon, you must subtract 1 from your hit roll. But if you are charged, if you charge, or make a heroic intervention, which I think that's only characters, you add 1 to your hit roll, so that negates it. So pretty much, being a Space Wolves negates all these -1 to the hit roll stuff and the special rules, which is fantastic. Scythe, so it's strength of the user, so that's a 6 strength. Minus 3 AP, 1 damage. Make 2 hit rolls for each attack made with this weapon instead of 1. So your attacks then become 8 attacks, if I'm reading that correctly. Make 2 hit rolls for each attacks made with this weapon instead of 1. So yeah, you got 4 attacks, and you're using the scythe. So then you'd get 8 attacks. That's strength 6 minus 3 AP. That's quite interesting. Good against hordes, maybe? Where the cleave would be good against characters. Yeah, I think I might try that out. Great Wolf Claw, plus 4 to your strength, so you become strength 10. Minus 2 AP. A 3 up saves becomes a 5 up. 3 damage. You can reroll failed wound rolls with this weapon. Again, that's pretty good. So, Murder Lust, you can reroll any failed charge rolls for this model. That's good. Blizzard Shield. Now this is the one that everybody has been kicking off over on social media. The Blizzard Shield used to grant a 3 up invulnerable save, if I remember correctly. And now it's been changed to a 4 up. Now I can understand people's frustration, but you're already getting a 3 up save. And if your Blizzard Shield grants you a 3 up invulnerable save, it's, in my opinion, slightly unfair. I think 4 up, is enough. It's good enough. That'll do. I'm not too bothered about that. It's not something that I want to moan about. And if it explodes, if it's reduced to 0 wounds, roll a d6 before moving it on a 6, plus it explodes, and each unit within 3 inches suffered d3 mortal wounds. Pretty good. Got all the Great Company Ancient, Primaris Ancients, Great Company Champion. That might be interesting to look at. Wolfguard. You should take Wolfguard in your army, definitely. In Terminator armor or without. There you go, Wolfguard Terminator Dreadnought. We can now take Wolfguard in Cataphractii Terminator armors, which is cool. Wolfguard in Tartarus Terminator armor. That's like interesting. Venerable Dreadnought. What did I say this was? Was this 90 points did I say? 6-inch movement. Two weapon skill and ballistic skill, which is pretty handy. Strength 6, toughness 7, 8 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 8, and a 3 up save. Unyielding Ancients, roll a d6 each time this model loses a wound. On a 6, the wound is not lost. That's pretty handy. And what else have we got? Smoke launches, explodes, and blizzard shield, 4 up save. It's not too bad. 90 points. Who can grumble about that? I've got a couple of Terminator. Sorry, I've got a couple of Dreadnoughts. Contemptor Dreadnought, Forge World. I think I'll be getting one of them, definitely. Let's have a look at the stats for this. So it starts off with a movement of 9 inches, weapon skill and ballistic skill of 2+, strength and toughness of 7, 10 wounds, 4 attacks, 8 leadership, 3 up save. Let's see what points that is. You can only have one of them in your army, I believe. Only 98 points? That's not too bad. It's actually, does it say that you can only have one? Yeah, you can only have one of them in your army. Contemptor Dreadnought is mine. That's it. Easy to fit one. Oh, sorry. Contemptor Dreadnought's got an automatic 5-up invulnerable save. It isn't too bad. You can have a combi bolter, combi melter, Curvus pattern assault cannon. Interesting. Dreadnought combat weapon. Pretty cool. Redemptor Dreadnought. Oh wow. Wow. So when it has 7 to 13 wounds, it moves 8 inches, weapon skill and ballistic skill of 3+, strength and toughness of 7, 13 wounds. 13 wounds, come on. 4 attacks, leadership 8, and a 3-up save. Let's see. Redemptor Dreadnought. 140 points. Not too bad, really. But since playing the Redemptor, because it's such a large model, you only need line of sight, and pretty much you can shoot at it, and that's 140 points wasted. Those 13 wounds will go pretty quick, so you would have to be quite tactical and hide it behind terrain and buildings and stuff like that. But yeah, it's got no real special abilities apart from explodes. Let's have a look at the weapons that it holds. It's got a Firestorm grenade launcher, 18 inches, assault D6, strength 4, no AP and 1 damage. A heavy flamer, which is 8 inches, heavy D6, strength 5, -1, 1 damage, and the weapon automatically hits the target. I wouldn't equip it with that because, let's face it, the likelihood of getting him within 8 inches, you're going to die, aren't you? Heavy Onslaught Gatling Cannon, which is what I've equipped this with, is a range of 30 inches. Heavy 12. Strength 5, -1 AP, 1 damage. That's pretty cool. Icarus Rocket Pod. Now this easy to build, quick fit one isn't provided with one of them. 24 inches, heavy D3, 7 strength, -1 AP, 1 damage. Add 1 to the hit rolls made for this weapon against targets that can fly. Subtract 1 from this hit roll made for weapon all other targets. So basically, if you're shooting at a model with a fly ability, it's +1. If it's not a flying, it's -1. Macro Plasma Incinerator. It's just a plasma cannon, pretty much. I think the strength is a lot higher than, and they're both heavy D6. 36 inches. Both do -4 AP. That's quite interesting, though. Wolfen. What was the old point to Wolfen? I didn't check that. Let me have a little look. Wolfen are currently 28 points. The Repulsor, Storm, Fine Gunship, Stormhawk, Intercessor, Inceptor, Stormwolf, Army of the Fang, might try and scan this for my own personal use for when I'm playing. Nice bit of battle scenery there. Armies of Siam. So that's your abilities, your stratagems, which I'm going to go over in a separate video because this one's getting a little bit too long. Here's all your relics, your warlord traits. Your Tempest discipline, tactical objectives, and all your points and all that. So guys, thank you for watching. I'm hoping my first ever Codex review was good enough. If you can think of any improvements that I could, if you can think of any points that I could improve on in the future, because I will be doing one on maybe the Orc Codex when that comes out, because that's an army that I'm very much interested in. I'm going to try and upload some more videos over the weekend, but work's going to be very busy for me. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I'll see you soon. Nice one, guys. Ciao.